Now, we're going to talk a little bit about your digital footprints. And just like people could assume things related to you about your footprints that you leave in the sand or the snow or other stuff, people can make a ton of assumptions about you from your digital footprint, especially with how much information is now contained in most people's digital footprints. What is the digital footprint? Well, your digital footprint is all of the information about you that exists on the internet. This could include pictures of you or of the people close to you or the places you've been, the things you've done, pictures that you've posted or other people have posted. A lot of internet websites and services have gotten really good at identifying people, even if they're not tagged in one way or another. They will automatically identify you from your face. And your face, the shape of it, the way it looks, all of that fun stuff is part of your digital footprint. So your digital footprint includes all pictures and stuff related to you that have in one way or another been linked back to you. Your digital footprint also includes the websites that you visit, the content that you interact with, the things you like and comment on, plus everything that you post online is part of your digital footprint. Whether it's, a picture on Instagram or a short video you shared here or a comment there, everything you post, every website you visit, all of that stuff is likely a part of your digital footprint. Another thing that is now a part of your digital footprint but wasn't a bunch of years ago is GPS data, like the global positioning system, where you physically were in the world at a specific point of in time or throughout a period of time. I've used exercise apps that will track my runs and walks and things like that. And so there's a map of exactly where I went, when I was there, how long it took me, all of that stuff. So GPS data, location data is included. So your digital footprint is all of the online stuff. It's pictures, it's posts, it's websites you go to, things you like, and where you were in the real world at various times. There are a variety of ways that your digital footprint is built and compiled. One of the ways, of course, is when you sign up for services, you often have to give data and link things to email accounts and that kind of stuff. But two additional ways on top of information that you just volunteer in one context or another are cookies and tracking services. So cookies, I guess we could compare digital cookies to real cookies, where they can be good in some contexts, but too many of them, or in some times, they can be bad, or, too much of a good thing is often bad. Anyway, sorry for the tangent. Cookies on computers are small amounts of data that, like websites or companies, save to your computer. They tell those websites or companies who went to the site, what they used to get there, what they did while they were there, and where they left off. So cookies might save where you left off in a YouTube video, and then when you return to that YouTube video, it's still there. That might be saved on the account side when you're saved in. I don't know for sure, but cookies, they save what website you went to, how you got there, what you did there, that kind of stuff. Now, ideally, only the website that created the cookie can access the information from that cookie. Now, even if that's true 100% of the time, something to keep in mind. One second. Alright, so even if only the company or website that created the cookie can access the data, it's worth remembering that a lot of companies will sell their user data. So just the one website can access it, but if that company or website turns around and sells the data about you accessing it, what you did, all of that fun stuff to somebody else, then it's no longer just to that company or website. Or hacks. Sometimes websites get hacked, which means, in theory, the hackers have access to all the cookie data that the company or website has. Another thing which we touched on at the very beginning is what tracking services do. So, tracking services can be used by companies' websites, or, as I understand it, in some cases, people, to access GPS or other location data. So, this would be GPS devices, or maybe information about what you bought at a Starbucks. Even if you don't have a GPS thing, that purchase might be captured somewhere online and become part of your digital footprint. So, using tracking services, it's possible for people to figure out where you live, where you eat, where you shop, go to school, all of this kind of stuff. So, tracking services, they give a real world location and patterns of behavior and that kind of stuff that is tied to the rest of your digital footprint, the websites you visit, that kind of stuff. Now, cookies and tracking services, why do they exist? What are they used for in the best case scenario? A lot of the time, it's for advertising and selling people things. So, if I were to go to Seattle, there's a good chance that the tracking services and cookies would allow advertisers to show me restaurants and stores nearby that I might be interested in. These things allow algorithms and programs running in the background to point me in the direction of things that I might want to buy. Oftentimes, things that I don't need, or point me toward a good restaurant or toward a good comic book or bookstore, that kind of stuff. So, cookies and tracking services, they can be used for things that we may appreciate. They can also be used for not so good of reasons. People have used digital footprint data to target others and try to sway their opinions, whether through accurate things or false things. Cookies and tracking services might be used to try to sway how you feel about, a basketball team. They might be trying to make you like Adidas and hate Nike, or like Nike and hate Adidas. It's cookies and tracking data aren't just used to sell you stuff that you may want. They are also used to try to sway your opinion and perspective on a ton of things. The efficacy of how cookies and tracking services used, they can be used for ethical reasons. They can also be used for very unethical reasons. If a cookie monster got all of your data, all of your GPS and online data and activities, they might be able to come in and steal all your cookies from your house while you're gone. So just be aware. Your digital footprint, in the hands of some people, it could be used for good things. In the hands of others, it can be used for bad or manipulative things. Now, is your digital footprint forever? There is this internet meme or phrase that's been going around for, I want to say forever, but that's not technically true. It's the idea of the internet forever is that anything you do online could reappear at any point in the future. Now, obviously, a lot of data that's online is lost at some point or another. There are podcasts that I've tried to search for that went offline. The websites who hosted them are gone. The creators can't find a digital footprint or presence of them, and internet archives and stuff don't have those backed up. So, in theory, a lot of those podcasts or podcast episodes, they might be gone from the internet generally, but there's a really good chance someone out there, in possibly even me on a thumb drive or an external hard drive somewhere, someone still has a copy of those episodes. And if I were to find a thumb drive where I'd saved all of them back when I was backing up my podcasts, I could re-upload them to the internet. So the idea of the internet is forever is that anything you share online, it could be there forever. It could reappear at any time. It could be used for things you didn't want it to be used for, or it could show mistakes you've made in the past that you don't necessarily want to show today. The phrase "the internet is forever," it often comes up when someone posts something embarrassing online, like, "Ooh, you know the internet is forever. Maybe you shouldn't have done that," or other things online, or personal data, or credit card numbers, like all kinds of things you share online. Uh, the people I used to run with would be like, "Oh, the internet is forever. That was a bad idea." And it also comes up frequently when something from someone's past reemerges and influences their current life. It may hurt relationships, it may cost them a job, it may, have a ton of different effects. It might make a lot of people mad at them, a variety of things. So even though the internet may not technically be forever, keep in your mind anything you share online, there is a chance, whether someone screenshotted it on their phone, recorded it from their computer, downloaded the files, whatever it is. Anything that you put online, it could come back up a day from now, a month from now, 10 years from now, like anywhere. Um, Related to the internet is forever, but not exactly, is kind of the way your digital footprint changes and grows over time. Your interests will change over time, of course, and your digital footprint should reflect that. But your digital footprint, it can direct that as well. Your digital footprint today can influence and change the types of articles and advertisements you get, the kinds of videos that you get suggested to you. All of these things that are like algorithm driven, they could point you in a certain direction. So your digital footprint will change over time. It'll grow. It'll get more information, maybe a clearer picture of you, but it's not a one-way street. Your digital footprint today influences the things that you see and interact with, which in turn can change your online experience for decades. We're going to go super negative. If somebody's super negative online and only engages with super negative things and often does negative things, they may spend decades where the internet seems like a really, really negative place. And that's not the experience of everyone. Someone else who is frequently positive online and does good things online might see a super positive version of the internet. So your digital footprint, the one that you create and are making right now, it can sort of direct the way your online experience goes for decades, if you're not aware of it, if you allow your digital footprint to drive your interests, and if you don't use your critical thinking and your skills related to questioning or forming your own opinions and not being easily swayed. So your digital footprint, it can influence how you experience the internet, but it doesn't have to be the end all be all of what the internet's like for you. And always please keep in mind, the stuff you do online right now, it might reappear in 5 or 10 years. Like, there might be some dumb text message or dumb post that you make that pops up many years from now. So try to, be safe online and think before you share and post. Like, the future you might thank you for being safe and thinking before you post. And keeping in mind that there is somebody on the other side of the screen or keyboard.